What's going on, guys? It's Jev, and I got a little story. Usually years ago, well, I wouldn't say just years ago. I mean, I've told a couple stories over this time, but I never really call them story time anymore. I never really called them story time in the first place, but they were stories, like the whole shit dick, hot dog Holly, all those other ones that are definitely demonetized, by the way. So as a young man that had moved into his first home in like the past year at this point, it's already been like a year. It's been pretty crazy. Now, here's the thing. When you become a homeowner or move into a house or something like that, that's like the real big first step as like being an adult. Obviously, some people will live out their whole lives in like condos, apartments, things like that. But for homeowners, there are a lot of things that happen. I didn't expect them to be issues, okay? People will, you know, get their apartment, they'll get their condos, they'll get their houses and stuff like that. And they're thinking about bills and all that other shit, right? And you're thinking about like power consumption. And you're like, oh, fuck, I understand why my parents told me not to leave this light on or leave the water running or all this other shit. Because it's costly. A lot of fucking money, okay? It is. Especially with people visiting and staying over and shit, it piles up. Especially with people coming over to visit, people staying the night, or watching TVs, or using lights, or using shit that you wouldn't usually be using. You see that on a fucking bill, okay? But that is kind of the least of my worries at the moment as far as paying bills, because as you guys know, I own two dogs. Two beautiful, cute little dogs, and a cat. She's not an outside cat, so she won't be involved in this story. I don't let her outside, I don't let her roam around and shit. She's an inside cat, keeping her safe. She does her own thing, runs around all downstairs, will come upstairs and shit. She just doesn't want to fuck around with the dogs, basically. Sometimes I think people are breaking in the middle of the night because she does her like little sprints around downstairs. It's really weird. I don't know. Obviously, with having dogs, you got to go and take them outside, you know, let them do their business out in the yard or whatever, and then you clean up after them or whatever. Unless you prefer your yard being filled with landmines, then I mean, that's you. Okay, fine. But I'm not trying to have somebody come over and step in a pile of shit, or me walk out there and step in a pile of shit. Anybody walk out there and step in a pile of shit in my yard, I'm just trying to make it look nice, right? And so it's a normal daily routine. Every like 2 or 3 hours, I'll go and take both of the dogs out, you know, run around outside, pee, poop, and then come right back inside, and they just, you know, do their thing that they have been doing right before they even went outside. Last night, okay, I would say it was about maybe 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was right before I was gonna go to bed. I let them both outside to go to the bathroom so they can go to sleep and I don't have to worry about, you know, not only my own morning breath, but also a pile of shit. So I decided to let Nami outside, okay? And if you don't know Nami, she's my Pembroke Welsh Corgi. She's about 8 or 9 months old. Went downstairs with her. I opened the door, okay? And when I opened the door, there is immediately, and okay, mind you, I was out there at most 3 hours ago. There was nothing there. It's there now, though. There is a web that was formed, and I mean like a fully fledged web that was masked between the opening of the door and where the door swings open and shit. So as soon as you open the door, you would walk into it, okay? I immediately, as soon as I see this, as soon as I'm about to step into it and notice the spider web, because it's very fucking noticeable, okay, I take a step back, look, and there is a spider, okay? I even put out a tweet describing this thing. Its thorax was the thickness of a baby's fist. It was like the girth of a Three Musketeers bar. And this thing, I'm telling you, I'm not even, oh my god. Like, I wish I could have taken a picture of it, but I was so fucking terrified and I had no idea what was going on. So me being terrified to cross, because if I step into this thing, obviously that spider's going on to me. And when it goes on to me, I'm dead, okay? It's over. I'm dead in the backyard. I'm done. Over. So Nami being the small dog she is, she just runs past, okay? She's short, so she was able to just like, you know, walk underneath of it. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck inside being blocked like a fucking point guard by this healthy ass spider. And as it crawled on the web, I saw the web giving way to its weight, dude. You don't understand. It was like black and orange and had like these weird like gray / like tan spots. I don't even know what the fuck it was, dude. I don't know. So as I'm stuck there trying to figure out what to do, Nami's just out in the yard taking a shit, taking a piss, and I'm sitting there like, Nami, come back. She wasn't listening, of fucking course not. I was like, well, shit, I don't know if there's any more of these things out there. If I already came across one super arachnid, I'm probably gonna come across another one in the yard, and it's not happening to my dog. I did the only thing that a reasonable person would do, and I picked up a foldable lawn chair and threw it at the entire web. I like started off as like a WWE chair swing, and then I like kind of pussied out at the end, so I just kind of tossed it, and I didn't see any impact. I didn't hear anything. I grabbed a hold of Nami and sprinted back inside. Okay? Shortly afterwards, I had composed a tweet explaining that story just right there. I said, yeah, I'm done. I took my dogs into the backyard to pee, and I came across a fucking spider with the thorax thicker than a baby's fist. Threw a lawn chair at it. Don't know if it's alive or not, but it can have the yard. I'm not answering it if it knocks on the door either. It didn't knock. Surprisingly, it had fucking fists. So I woke up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and when I got up to go pee, Tommy was kind of like whimpering and stuff, so I went to go take her back outside, okay? And I did not forget this. So when I went to go open the back door, the web, I'm not even, bro, it was only a couple hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours at most. The web was back. This spider doesn't need anybody. This spider is its own being. This spider is its own entity. I'm genuinely surprised English wasn't its first language. This thing was able to recreate the same web again after I had thrown a lawn chair at it, and it seemed unfazed. So I just didn't go back outside. I haven't been outside since. And, yeah, that's it. It can have the yard. They'll be inside dogs. It can have the yard. I mean, it's a nice yard, but, you know, sometimes shit happens.